Hi, I'm Vladislav. I am a member of Effortless English. Learn to speak English like a native. And I invite you to join AJ's VIP program at effortlessenglishclub.com, effortlessenglishclub.com. Go there and commit. You'll speak English fluently, you'll speak English powerfully, you'll speak English effortlessly when you commit to AJ's VIP program at effortlessenglishclub.com. Go there and you'll succeed. Okay, now you know that AJ is going to go to a hospital again with his baby, and so he won't be able to do live stream for quite a long time, right? And of course I will miss him a lot, and I decided to do some live streams instead of AJ to help him, to support him. You know, being at hospital sucks. I know myself. I was at hospital 18 years ago. It was in August 2002. I had stomach and intestine problems, some, and so I was at hospital for 2 weeks in 2002. And as you know, being at hospital sucks. It's boring, and the days are long, and of course food at hospitals is terrible, usually, at least in Russian hospitals. I don't know if the food is terrible in your country. You can write, you can comment, it's interesting, but in Russian hospitals food is terrible, you know. And of course it sucks, and one of the last times AJ told that in his hospital he was in, doctors at night doctors came into his room to measure the temperature of his child. It's crazy. Why to measure temperature every night, right? It sucks. And so they bothered AJ, and he couldn't sleep, and now the next and soon he'll have to go to a hospital again, and I hope his child will get better, will get well soon, and so he'll return back home, and he'll be able to do live streams again. He's a great teacher, and his live streams are great, and of course I miss him a lot, but I hope his son will soon will be better. And one of the live streams I wanted to do 2 days ago, but it failed. Only 2 people came to this live stream. Only 2 people expected this live stream, and I decided that it's no sense. I wanted to have a nice discussion and comments and questions, but only one day, about 24 hours before I notified that gap, but many people actually liked this idea, but for some reason only very few people came to this live stream, and I decided there is no sense. I decided to record the video instead and put the link at the Gap account. So I'll put the link for my Gap account in the description below. So you can go you can go there, and you can find me what I posted at Gap. Yes, and basically we're going to talk about what's happening in the world now, as I see. Of course, we're all tired of this fake pandemic. We're all tired of wearing masks, and in some countries lockdowns are set again, especially in European countries. In Russia, it's not. Thank God. In Russia, you can go outside, but at some places, at public places, you have to wear masks. But of course, some people don't follow the rules. But if you go to a store, if you buy something, you go up to the cashier with your shopping cart. Of course, cashiers ask you to put on mask. Of course, it sucks. We're all angry of that. We're all tired of that, and it seems it's not going to be ending, right? We don't know when it's going to end. And in the summer, AJ supposed that that the pandemic will end in November, and now it's already November. It's November 3rd, and it's in America it's the election day. And AJ supposed that the pandemic would end actually after this election. Probably this fake pandemic was politically motivated. They wanted to criticize Trump, and so they wanted to win the election, those Democrats. But after the election is over, maybe they won't need it anymore. I don't know. We will see. And yes, today already, it's already November 3rd. It's the election day in the United States. It's now it's 4 p.m. in Moscow in Russia, but in America it's early morning. But I believe in eastern states of America the election has begun. I guess in the eastern parts of America it has already started, but in western I guess it's a night still, early night. So it's a very important day for America, and I guess for the whole of the world. Democrats criticize Donald Trump because he is against those measures. He's against COVID measures, and he tells you that you should not be afraid of the COVID, and it's not that dangerous. And so Democrats, Joe Biden, they criticize him. But if Donald Trump wins this election, and I believe he will win, and I hope that, so it will be a good sign for the rest of the world that the whole country does not support the candidate who is serious about COVID, but the whole country supports the candidate who is not serious about this coronavirus stuff, right? And so it's the pandemic will it's likely, it will be likely that the pandemic will just break down. I hope that, but we will see. Who knows? And Acharya, Dharma Nation, if you watch it, and AJ has had a few interviews with Acharya, Dharma Nation. He's talking about the coming golden age, and he had a couple of shows about. He had a specific show to work on the golden age, to activate it. I didn't watch it myself. It's when he had those live stream in Russia, in Moscow. It was late night. It was kind of 3 or 4 a.m. at night, and so I was sleeping at that moment. But he had live streams, and I'm going to watch it then. So those were about activating the upcoming golden age. And he tells that the time, the age when evil rules the world, it's about to end. We are at the very tail end of this age. And so the golden age when truth wins, and when spiritual people come to power, it's going to begin. And now he also told that Donald Trump, that this election is an important event, and if Donald Trump wins, of course, we will all be better off, right? And so I hope that, and I invite you to follow his channel, Dharma Nation. Yes, and of course there is a contradictory point of view, and some people, of course, still are scared about this virus. They tell it's very dangerous. It's likely you die. Of course, the virus itself is real. It does exist, and some people do get sick, and some people do die from this virus. But as you know, So most of the people who actually die from this virus, they have very big problems with their health. They have other diseases. They have chronic diseases like diabetes, cancer, and they might have had heart attacks in their lives. Their health was already terrible even before they caught COVID-19, right? And so when they get COVID-19, it just accelerates their coming to death, right? And my grandmother died this way when she got a normal flu. It was almost actually 8 years ago. She died on January 3rd, 2013, and she died when she was having a common, unusual flu. But even before she caught this flu, we already know she was going to die because she was diabetic and she had Alzheimer and she had brain diseases and she couldn't walk anymore. So she was disabled She was just disabled, and we already knew she would die soon. And after that she caught a flu, and the flu just accelerated her death, unfortunately. And did she die from flu? Of course not. And so the same issue is about COVID, and most people they don't have any symptoms even. But of course, now the media tells after many people realize that maybe only few people die from the COVID-19, but the media threatens us that even if you have this disease, if you catch this virus, even in easy form, in easy mode, even if you deal with this virus very easily, it can cause serious consequences for your health. They try, I guess, they try to scare us, to control us. But the virus does exist, and especially my parents are scared of that. And recently, I wanted to fly to Kaliningrad, Russian city in the west of Russia. It's the western region and the western city of Russia, Kaliningrad, to visit my relatives. But my parents convinced me not to do that. They told the virus is dangerous. If you come there, if some of your relatives get terribly sick and dies, they will blame you. They will blame you. So they convinced me to not to fly to Kaliningrad. And one of those relatives is a fat woman. Of course, for fat people, it's this virus really might be dangerous. So I decided to not fly to Kaliningrad. Yes, because if and my parents they tell me that they know a lot of people personally who had COVID and who had terrible consequences. And I realized maybe, of course, there are such people, and probably their health is weak. And yes, really, we have a lot of people with a weak health because many people they eat garbage food and they smoke and they drink alcohol a lot, and so they already have health issues in Russia and even worse in America. There are lots of unhealthy people, and so in this way I can explain why they have so many examples of people having consequences of COVID. And of course, and some of my friends got COVID, but they dealt with it easily. Yes, And so what I suppose we should do, of course, we should seriously take care of our health. Of course, they tell us wear a mask, but I think masks are not that useful, because even people who wear masks, I know my friend who wears a mask all the time, who follows all the rules, but he still got COVID. And he was locked, for that period, he was locked down for a whole month. So for a whole month he wasn't allowed to go outside, even to take out the trash, even to go to a store. It's crazy. He had this software, mobile software, social monitoring, and this software sent him notifications, and he had to make a selfie of himself that that confirms he's at home. And of course, this software defines your location. Yes, so if you go outside with your phone, of course it will send your location to the system, and it will fix that you've broken the rule, and you did go outside, and so it will send you a penalty. But if you go outside without your phone, if you leave your phone home, at any moment the phone can send you a notification that you must make a selfie of yourself. You must take photo of yourself. And if you don't do that during some certain amount of time, of course you will also get a penalty, right? So they just control you. It sucks, of course. And actually, I want to talk about what to do. Of course, basically you must take care of your health, right? You must take care of yourself. Of course, you must eat healthy, and you must exercise, and sometimes, of course, fasting is useful. What else I do? I take contrast shower, so you change the temperature of the water. So for a while you stand under the warm water, and then you turn to cold water for a few seconds, just for a few seconds. You stand under the cold water for a few seconds, the coldest possible from the tap, and then you return to the warm water, and for a while then you return back to the cold water again for a few seconds, then to warm water, then to cold water, and so you do that 4 or 5 times. Usually I do this for 5 times, so I stand under the cold water for a few seconds 5 times usually. And I recommend to do this maybe twice a week or 3 times a week. Yes, I usually do this once in 2 days, one time in 2 days. Okay, when you take shower, basically when you take shower, you also have a contrast shower, and in Russian we have a specific word for that. Some people even go in winters. Some people go to swim in the cold river, actually, or in the cold pond. They just go outside and find some water, and they swim in this cold water, right, with icy water. And so they strengthen their body. In Russian we have a specific word for that, but I don't know if there is a word for this in English. Okay, but in Russian there is such word закаляться. If someone Russian is watching me now, and you know the English version of this word, please let me know. Okay. And what else I do? If I go outside, if I if it turned out that I am among crowds of people, of course I also take inhalations, and with this device called nebulizer, I believe in English, or nebulizator, something like that. So basically a tool. So in this tool, it also has a small cup. In this place you put some water, and here in a small cup I put a substance with what I want to have inhalation. Usually I put here a measurement stein, I believe what it's called in English. I have tried to find the translation to English of this liquid, but I did not found. In Russian it's called miramestin, but what it's called in English, miramestin, maybe measurement stein, I don't know. So you put there, and so you put this liquid there, and then you I'll demonstrate even. Okay. Oh, it's a steam of this measurement stein, and you breathe in this measurement stein like. Oops, it turned off. So you can do with you can breathe in with your mouth. You should, of course, you should do it very deep breathing. You can do it through your mouth or through your nose. Actually, I do both. Okay, it's my dad's idea, my father's idea. And this is this is the liquid which I use. It's in Russian. It's called miramestin, but in English I'm not sure what it's called. So those basic rules I'm following, and I wasn't sick. I wasn't sick since December last year until actually the yesterday. Well, yesterday I got sick. I had got some virus. Yesterday I had a fever. Yesterday, yes, I still got sick, of course. But it was quite an easy form. Yesterday I woke up at about 3 a.m. and I felt there is something wrong. I measured a temperature, it was as high as 38.6. So, 38.6 Celsius. Of course, the normal temperature. In Russian it's considered as 36.6. In some countries it might be slightly different, but I guess it's only about fractions of degrees. In Russia, if your body temperature is 37 degrees, you're already considered as sick, right? But in some countries, it might be 37.2. Just according to the information in the internet, the normal temperature, the body temperature during the day can be from 35.5 to 37.2. Even if you are healthy, if you don't have any disease, your temperature might be up to 37.2. But if your body temperature is higher, you are definitely sick. It's a high temperature. It's not a normal temperature. But yesterday I woke up with the temperatures of 38.6. Right, 38.6, and I took a medicine, and then my temperature dropped, and for a few hours my temperature was normal. But then in the evening my temperature rose again. My temperature was over 38 again. Yes, and of course I had some of headache, and there was something wrong in my throat. It felt kind of sore, and I had some cough. I didn't have a kind of strong cough, but a little bit. I coughed a little bit, right? And in the evening my temperature was over 38 again, 38.4 I believe, 38.4. Yes, but and then I took a medicine again, and of course I took inhalations, and during the whole yesterday days I fasted. I didn't eat, but I drank a lot of water. Of course, AJ tells you that you should during diseases you should have a dry fast, but dry fast is tough for me. Last year in December when I was sick, I had dry fast for 24 hours, but the disease didn't go immediately. But yesterday I had just normal fast, but I drank a lot of water. And today I'm pretty fun. Of course, I still felt weak today, but my temperature was normal. My today my temperature wasn't higher than 37 degrees. And basically, I feel normal. Of course, in the beginning of the day I had a headache, so this symptom was still there, and I felt some weakness. But today I'm much better than yesterday. Or just only one day I had fever, like the temperature over 37 and 38 degrees. But yes, now I guess I will get well soon, and I don't know what it is, COVID or not COVID. Is it COVID? Maybe. But now I want to talk about how to end this fake pandemic. Yes, probably I'm having COVID, but I don't want to take a COVID test, because if I take a COVID test and if it's positive, if I do have COVID, then they will lock me down for as much as 14 days at least 14 days. I won't be allowed to go outside, because I told you there is they'll make me to set a software social monitoring on my phone, and they will control me, and it sucks. Of course, you might get well in just 2 days. But why stay at home for 12 more days? Of course, some people will tell me that you will infect more people, but those people with weak disease, even normal flu, for them will be very dangerous, right? And probably you have killed many people by infecting them with a flu, probably. So it's and of course if you have a disease, you shouldn't go to places where there are a lot of people, so to not infect a lot of people, right? So, but after your health is better, after you feel better, you should. I think you should go outside, and you should walk. You should have some walk. Yeah, and today now my temperature is normal basically, and after I record this video, after I upload this video, I actually want to go for some walk. It's because it's useful, and you'll get well soon actually. But if I had a COVID, if I had taken a COVID test, I wouldn't be allowed to go outside for 14 days, and it sucks. And it makes actually it makes your recovering slower actually. And they might give you those medicines with side effects actually, so it's not worth it. And of course, if you do have very very hard symptoms, like if your temperature is around 40 degrees or above, if your temperature is 40, it's of course it's dangerous, and you should take serious measures, and or if you have a serious breathing problems, then yes, of course, then call the ambulance and then take COVID tests, because the consequences might be very dangerous for you. But if you have easy symptoms, I guess you should not. Of course, there are some people who are very serious, who are paranoid, and they just have the temperature is like 37.2, and they immediately take COVID tests, and it might be positive. And I suppose that if more people follow, if more people weren't that paranoid, if only people if only people with really serious heart problems took this COVID test, then the coronavirus statistics will drop suddenly, right? If only like if people with very hard symptoms only took those tests, in this case the statistics will just drop, and they won't be able to do anything, right? And of course, as AJ tells you, don't wear a mask, but I tell you, sometimes, of course, some at shopping centers and in the subway, in buses, people they might ask you to put on a mask. Of course, yes, if they ask you, sure, put on a mask for a while. But I want to tell you, don't buy a mask. Why? Because if you buy a mask, you support the mask business. During this pandemic, mask businesses, they have a large income. They have a large income, and if you buy, you support them, and so that's why they promote you should wear a mask only for 2 hours, then you throw away and buy a new one. It makes it makes their business profitable. But if you wear just one mask, if you put on just one mask for like few months, then of course you don't support their business. And if many people do that, if many people wear only one mask, only put on one mask, then this big company, their income will drop dramatically, and so those rules will be just useless for them, right? And so how to end the pandemic? Of course, be healthy. First, be healthy. Take care of your health. If you do get sick, please. If you do get sick, don't have COVID tests unless you have very tough, very hard symptoms. Like if you have 40 degrees temperature and you have serious breath problems, you can't breathe, then yes, then sure, then take ambulance and take COVID tests. But if not, you should not. And number 3, don't support mask business. Yes, and number 4, actually, I want to also mention, don't watch any media. Yes, because if you watch any media, of course, it's stressful. You get stressful, you get afraid too much, and you get angry too much, and of course it spoils your health actually, right? Do you agree with me? And of course you will be more vulnerable to all of the diseases, including COVID. And so don't and AJ tells you all the time, don't watch TV, don't read official newspapers, but I would also add, don't follow even opposition media. Like until recent time, I was a proponent of the Russian opposition politics. Alexei Navalny, those who live in Russia, they know you. It's opposition leader in Russia, and of course he seems to fight the lie. He seems to criticize the official news, the official TV news, and of course he criticizes our president Putin and people in the government, and he wanted to participate in the Russian president election in 2018, just 2 years ago, but he was not allowed to participate in this election, right? And so then he convinced us to not go to this election because it's a fake election, and he seemed to be a nice guy. But what I've seen recently, of course, he's connected somehow to the Western media. Well, he refers to the channels to the TV channels in America and in Europe, like CNN, like what else? Fox News. So to those fake media, AJ claims as fake, but our opposition leader refers to those fake media, and so I decide, I guess he's somehow connected to this Western Democrats media, and I guess he's connected to globalists, those people who want Animal Farm, who they want Brave New World. And of course, during the pandemic, he told that the virus is very dangerous and many people will die. And and when Putin decided to cancel the lockdown, decided to end the lockdown, Navalny told, more people will die, and it's a wrong thing. But the wrong thing is to set this lockdown, I'll tell you. And so I've realized that of course you shouldn't trust the official news, the official media, and you shouldn't trust the opposition media either. And because opposition is also lie. They just the opposition just wants to benefit themselves, and they want to be a leader of the country, to do actually basically the same things as you read in Animal Farm. You know, AJ had a book club, Animal Farm, when where animals got rid of their man, Mr. Jones, right? And then pigs, Napoleon finally ended up being their ruler, and then it became even worse, right? And so I guess those oppositions people, they, like Navalny in Russia, they just want to rule us. They just want to take control of us, I guess. And I guess opposition in any country. So I decided to not watch any media, and don't kind of because people who who are not interested in politics, they are maybe the happiest people and the less scariest people in the world, right? Okay, now that's all I wanted to tell about you if you want if you want me to do a live stream, if you want to have a live stream with me, just notify me. And if you have an idea for your video or for your live stream, also notify us at the AJ Hawk account at Gab. And as always, AJ tells you, join his VIP program. Go at effortlessenglishclub.com. Okay, now it's time for me to go, and lots of love to you. And I hope I hope we will have live streams, and we will have some conversations. I will see next time, I hope. Okay, lots of love to you, and bye for now.